Okay. Bernie was in kind of dire straits because he wanted to sell. His old lady was knocked up. Nita was knocked up. And he had two bikes. He had a really nice knucklehead 86-inch, and he had a Panhead. That was, you know, pretty fair bike, about a 48. So he decided, well, I'm going to have to put an ad in the paper for the bike. And back in them days when you put an ad in the paper for a Harley, we were just asking for trouble because all kinds of people would come over to look at it, and somebody'd come over and just say, well, here, I'm taking the Harley. Pull out a gap and say, hey, the bike is gone, you know? So, I don't know, I said, Bernie, I said, we were telling the rest of the bros in the club about this. So we did. So Hangman Butch come over. When he came over, he brought a case of beer and a couple bottles of wine. And the ad was supposed to go in that Friday night. He was over on Friday night. And he goes, yeah, I brought a case of beer, a couple bottles of wine, and he says, I also brought Peppy, his Luger. Pulled Peppy out and showed us that we had some protection there anyways, you know. So that was cool, and we all sat down. We're drinking the beer and stuff like that. A little while later, Hangman Skip showed up. He was the prez. He come over with a couple of cases of beer strapped in his Harley, Panhead. So then, you know, things were starting to look up pretty good and stuff, you know, and everybody's kind of worried, you know, because of the ad being in the paper and stuff, and things were working out pretty good, and we partied pretty late that night, you know, and everybody kind of crashed, and a couple other bros, I can't really remember who they were, showed up, and we kind of partied down at Bernie's place, you know. Well, the next day, about 9 o'clock in the morning, there was a call on the phone, you know, about the Panhead. And then about 10 minutes later, there's another call, and then another call, you know, and all these guys are coming over. Bernie says, well, let's just take them one at a time. So he told one guy where the address was, where we were living, where everybody was, and stuff like that. So we're all standing around there, and this lovely 65 T-Bird pulls in the driveway. And this guy gets out of the T-Bird he's driving. He's all dressed up like a biker, except he's got a shaved head like he just got out of the Marine Corps or something. And then this other guy jumps out, and he had his Levi's on and stuff. He looked like just a common, everyday, ordinary LA flake, you know. He gets out, and me and Bernie and Hoot were standing out there. He gets out and he goes, yeah, you got a Panhead for sale? Yeah, Bernie goes, and he rolls the garage door up. There's the Panhead sitting there, you know, and geez, the guy goes, oh, that's really nice, like them upsweeps and stuff like that. And Bernie had his knucklehead over at Hangman Butch's, you know, just to get that out of the way, so we wanted to buy that, you know. And, oh, I really like that bike. Oh, yeah, it's got a jockey shift. Boy, I'm used to riding them and stuff, and he's raving on, you know. So about this time, Hangman Butch walks out of the house, you know, and he's standing out there, and then Skip's standing out there. Next thing you know, there's about 8 or 9 hangmen standing there, you know, and this guy goes, start it up for me once. So Bernie starts it up, you know. Geez, it runs pretty good, he says. Then Bernie shuts the back off. The guy goes, can I ride it? Right away, everybody looks at him real funny. What? Kind of like that. So Butch has got his buddies kind of stashed away by the car there. Bernie goes, well, the keys to your car there? The guy goes, yeah. Okay, he says, but I need some security. So the guy goes into the trunk, reaches in there, gets a bag of about, God, it must have been about $50, $20 gold pieces, you know. He says, you got the car, you got the gold pieces, let me ride it. Plus we had his buddy, you know. So Bernie says, well, you just turn on the switch and kick it and it'll take off. He says, you know how to ride them, don't you? You know, he looked like he knew how to ride bikes and stuff like that. So he starts it up. And he's kind of looking around, you know. Then he puts his foot on the clutch, you know, and he looks around kind of, and he goes, looks at the shift lever. Bernie goes, yeah, low gear's back, just like all of them, you know. The guy goes back like that. He's got a quarter-turn throttle, he gives her a little throttle. Well, he's about You know, all the way throttle. Lets his foot off the clutch and it takes off like a striped ape down the driveway. Bounces off a Hoot's car into a palm tree across the street and tears the full front end off. All the club members are over there. Got the gun on him, everything else, man. We're sitting there, you know, I mean, this guy didn't dare move, you know. So, we're all standing there watching all this, you know. Gets the guy up, you know, and I go, I thought you said you knew how to ride one of these bikes, you know. The guy goes, yeah, he says, well, I'll buy the bike, all right? Then he goes, yeah, you already bought the bike, motherfucker. So I pick him up, drag him over to the car, over to his Thunderbird, you know, which we already plucked the keys out of, you know. And he goes, I got the cash. He says, you can have the gold pieces. I got the cash. And he goes in the trunk and he gets out a great big pillow sack full of quarters. You know, you guys must have been tapping tills or something or doing something, you know. He goes, here's the quarters, he says. He says, you guys take the bike down and get it fixed, he says. He says, I'll be by next week to pick it up. He says, I think there's enough money with these quarters and stuff. Well, right after that, we counted up the $100 gold pieces, and there was about $2,500 worth of gold pieces there. I mean, we're talking about 1967. These are 1910 gold pieces, 1908 gold pieces. I mean, these things are worth money, you know? And then there's $350 worth of change. So we take the bike, haul it down to Van Nuys Harley Davidson, and they rebuild the front end, put it back on there and stuff like that. And I go over there and rode it back. Rode up to Bernie's. A little while later, the guy comes and gets his bike. We sign the title over. He takes off with the bike. You know? Okay, things are going pretty good for about a week or so. And then Wednesday night on Van Nuys Boulevard down there is club night. That's the day when all the hot rod cars come out. And Wednesday night was kind of a magic night. We all had I had a really nice 80 stroker, and Hoot had a really nice Panhead too. And we were out every Wednesday night. We'd be up and down the boulevard, you know, just riding around. Geez, we're riding on the boulevard down there by Oxnard down there, and we see this Bernie's old Panhead come by with the pipes all tore off, the same jamoke on the back on it, you know, riding it, you know, and he looked like he's really screwed up or something, you know. So they went back and told Bernie, yeah, well, we seen your Panhead the other day, you know, coming down Van Nuys out there on Wednesday night, you know. So that all sinks in, you know, and time goes by, you know. And geez, all those guys are over there at Bernie's again partying one night, you know, and the goddamn phone goes off. And here it's Bernie's brother from Minnesota. He calls and he goes, boy, you know, there's a place down there on Sepulveda Boulevard that's got your Harley in impound. And they called the DMV, and then the DMV called me and said you're supposed to get it out of impound or something down there. Going, gears started turning. I'm going, jeez, I'll bet you that guy got busted. Because the guy, you know, we all figured that he was on Reds and stuff like that. He was selling Reds or something. And we knew that he was probably maybe AWOL. I kind of put it together that he was AWOL from the Marines or the Navy or some damn thing, you know. So the next day, me and Bernie went on the van down to this Fox Motors down there in Sepulveda down there. And here's a rival motorcycle club that runs the place, you know, and they got Bernie's old Panhead in the back there, and they knew us guys, you know. I knew him right away what was going on, you know. Oh, you guys want, Bernie wants your old Panhead back, huh? Bernie goes, yeah. Well, you get your title card? No. Well, you ain't getting it back without a title card. Them guys wanted it, see. You guys ain't getting it back without a title card. So we're driving home and shit like that. Then it just dawned on me. Gracie was working at the DMV. So I call her up, you know, and I go, Gracie, yeah, this is Tom. I'm out here in California. Yeah, Bernie lost his title card, and he hasn't got no license plate or nothing. He needs a title card, and we got to get it all switched over, and he lost it. I'll send you one right out your mail. So 2 days later, here comes the title card. Another duplicate title card. So we grab the title card, go down there to Fox Motors, show the title card to these guys down there. They went ape shit, paid $40, got it back out, brought it home, put a new side of pipes on it. Hoot bought it from Bernie, and he wrote it up till, I don't know, till a long time, I know that.